You know, I was listening to one of those cringy kind of motivational videos on YouTube the other day, but one thing kind of stuck out to me, which actually resonated and made a lot of sense. And that thing was, what risk would you take and how would you act? And what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew the result, if you were guaranteed for it to work out or the risk to be worthwhile, like, how would you act and like what would you do and what would you change? And I think for me, I can now say, like, looking back at the risks I've taken with leaving my 9-to-5 job, moving into an apartment, buying cars, doing kind of what I wanted to do at the age of 20, and looking back now, and I've got no regret. And I actually had that sense of belief, like, even without it being guaranteed. It was almost guaranteed in my head. You know, I'd almost kind of looked that far into the future that I believed I already knew the result before I'd even started the process. And I think it's a super important way to think, especially for people who are like starting out in, whether it's TikTok shop affiliate, whether it's drop shipping, trading. Like, I don't care what you're doing as long as you're doing something to better yourself in different scenarios in your life. Like, everything I've spoke about there is wealth related, but even if it's related to relationships and you're now taking counseling and stuff like that, like, if you start counseling and you know the result is that you're going to get better and you're going to then be a better partner, fucking do it. But yeah, as I say, something I want everyone to kind of, who's still watching this video, to take away from it would be to just take a risk. Because yeah, take that risk as if you know what's going to happen. I made a promise to myself as well that I'm not going to cut this video, so any kind of mistakes and errors and where I'm still kind of thinking about stuff, because I don't script videos, I'm going to leave it in. I'm trying to be a bit more raw on social media, so enjoy, people.